Hello, my name is Buck, and this is my first video for the internet. Hence, I thought I would start with something that I really enjoy doing. Blacksmithing is one of my favorite pastimes, for which I create various works of art. However, you can't be a blacksmith without a forge. Hence, my first project was to build a small forge. The following video is how I designed and built my first forge. The design requirements are fairly simple. A portable coal forge at minimal cost. Note that there is some light welding required. In this video, we will cover the two main types of forges, the components of a coal forge, and how I built my forge with examples of how you might build your own forge. There are basically two types of forges, the coal forge and the gas forge. The forge is named for its fuel source. However, for each there are many different configurations and sizes. A gas forge, for example, could burn a different type of gas and make it burn hotter. A coal forge could use coke, which burns a lot hotter than coal, or it could use charcoal, which burns about the same temperature as coal, but is cheap and easy to get. Forges can be small and portable, but some are large enough to fill a room. In this video, we are going to be building a small, portable coal forge. The components of a coal forge includes the pan, a stand, and a fan. It's that simple. First, we need the pan. A pan is where the coal is burned and the metal is heated. A stand is used to elevate the pan to a comfortable level for the smithy. A fan is used to fan the fire to make it burn hotter. You should consider buying a commercial variable speed blower for your fan. Do not use a hair dryer from your house. You will cause a fire or electrocute somebody. Also in the note, it refers to the reserve. We'll have a picture later, so we'll talk about it then. Here's an example of a commercial coal forge. Note that the pan, the fan, and the stand are all built into one unit. Also note that the pan is wider than it needs to be. The extra space is for unburned coal. The smithy can pull the coal into the fire or push the coal out of the fire as the smithy needs to in order to heat the metal properly. If you'd like to see different configurations of coal forges, go onto the internet and do a search for blacksmith coal forge. There are a lot of different configurations out there. Here we have a commercial portable coal forge very similar to the one I'm building. Note that the pan, the stand, and the fan are all built into one unit. This is very similar to what I'm building, and you'll notice that the pan does not have a lot of reserve area. It does have some, but not a lot. Step 1, building a pan. I use a disc from a disc horror for my pan. I found the used disc at a flea market. I actually found several, but only one was deep enough and big enough that I felt like it'd be safe to heat coal in it. You can find them on the internet as well. Whatever you use for your pan, make sure that it's big enough and deep enough that it'd be safe to use, and that the metal is approximately a quarter inch, eighth inch, a quarter inch thick. Otherwise, it'll just burn up on you. Building a forge pan. A forge pan can pretty well be built out of anything steel. It needs to be approximately 1/8 inch thick, concave, curved, or with some kind of rim to hold the coal. You'll have hot coal falling up on the floor. There are some examples here of which the smoker and the brake drum are probably two of the best choices in the list here. I'm using the disc, of course, as we've already mentioned, from a horror. Also, you will see when you look at on the internet, you'll see some that are built out of masonry, brick, and rock. Those are very fixed in place. They're not portable, so they're not really something I'm covering here, but a lot of people does use masonry for their forged pan. Step 2, building the stand. There are several ways to build a stand. Of course, you can weld 4 legs onto it. You can build it into an existing steel table, cart, or smoker. I know several smithies use the industrial steel carts. Basically just cut a hole, drop the pan in there, and now they can carry their forge and their tools all in one cart. Works very nice. In our example, of course, I used the disc, which I welded onto a round pipe, which doubles as the air intake. This is where my fan will connect to the disc and blow the air up to fan the fire. I had a cap on the bottom, so I could just take the cap off, clean it all out, and put the cap back on there. And then I took a old Christmas tree stand and welded a 4-inch by 4-inch square pipe onto it to make my base. Now I just take my disc and the pipe, which was welded on the bottom of it, and I slide that into that base, and I have my forge all set up. Step 3, adding a fan. When adding a fan, you need a fan that will produce enough air volume without producing too much air volume. You can purchase a fan made for a forge, but they tend to be fairly expensive, and my objective was to try to save as much money as possible. In our example, I used a variable speed heat gun. This is an industrial grade variable speed heat gun. It allows me to turn off the heat. I don't need the heat, just need blow cold air, so that's good. And you'll notice in my design, I added it at a right angle to assure that no hot coals will fall down into the gun and either burn it up or catch it on fire. My Coforge. Below is a picture of my Coforge. You'll note that I have the pan, the stand, and the fan all built into one unit. It is built such that I can take it apart, carry it somewhere, and use it somewhere else. This forge, as I built it, works very well for the kind of artwork I do, such as welding horseshoes together to make various artwork. Thank you. I hope you find this video to be useful. Being a smithy is a lot of fun, and you can create a lot of really neat artwork. However, it can also be dangerous, so be careful. Thank you.